Skinny hot away sudden cheap. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy a solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every single day, not just today. Today I'm here with a boxing EP, man. I want to come holler at y'all for a minute, before these night games kick off and whatnot. I already got a few games going, but I want to have a conversation with y'all. This kind of we go we go review some things that we already talked about, and then we gonna talk about some new things. Don't know if you know, but I'm here to tell you now. Jay Opetaia, he fights tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Yes, people, combat sports are back. Jay Opetaia fights tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. So if you stateside, that's gonna be extremely early, right? If you over here on the stateside, if you stay side, that means you probably gonna be getting up, going to work. You probably gonna be getting up, taking the baby to school, or you very well could be, what I mean, posted YouTube. But either way, either which way, right? These fights are going to be happening at 6 in the morning, right? So where you on your way to work, where you on your way to take your kids to the school, these things will be rolling. It's going to be a mostly Australian. It's going to be a mostly Australian card, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to be an all Australian card, right? Actually, if I'm not mistaken, every fighter on this card is going to be from Australia. I'm not going to go through every single fight. You know what I mean on this card. I'm actually only going to give you, my main event pick to this fight, and then we go get through. I got some Jerron. I got some Jerron Boots Ennis news, right? I got some Jerome Boots Ennis news, right? Boots versus Stanionis. Boots versus Stanionis is looking like that, it's in the works. I'm not going to say that it looks like it's close to being done, right? But what I will say is that Boots and Stanionis, they are in negotiations to have a fight with one another. So I just wanted to I want to put that news out there. Canelo versus Bud Crawford has a date now at this point. I don't know if y'all, was here, but about a month ago, I came out and said that fight probably was going to happen. It's looking like that fight right there probably is going to be, a thing that's going to happen. Start off it's like kind of a joke to me, right? But the more, time went on, it started to become more realistic. And, now the word is, that fight's supposed to be happening on Cinco de Mayo. So I'm gonna come give y'all an update on that. And Conor Benn versus Mario Barrios. It's a fight right now that's in the talks, right? So Conor Benn versus Mario Barrios. Going to give y'all, a little info on that as well. You know what I mean? But the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give y'all the fight. What's good, B Hop? B Hop, you right on time. Shout out my guy B Hop. What's good, brother? My guy B Hop said fight somebody. What's good, Ray? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ray. My guy B Hop. What's good? B Hop, yeah, fights are back. You know what I mean? B Hop, don't know if y'all into the UFC, but y'all check out my UFC video as well. Did one of those. I did we got UFC this weekend. Also, we got bare knuckle coming up too. You know what I mean? But let's go and get into get into right. We here for this Jaya Opetaia fight pick. Right? He's facing the guy you may or may not know, right? He's a prospect, though, right? Opetaia doesn't have, the deepest, fight resume. I think Opetaia is what 26 fights in. I mean, so that's a nice amount of fights, right? But he probably got another 26 fights to go, right? Especially like high level fights. He have had, multiple high level fights up until this point, but that's over the course of the last 3 or 4 years. He kind of just got out of that Opetaia. He just kind of just got out of that, prospect mode, and a lot of that probably came with the Breeders fight, right? After him being Breeders, we kind of had to take that prospect cap off of Jay Opetaia, right? But not too long ago, he was kind of still seen as a prospect in a sense, but he's fighting the actual prospect, David uh Nyika. I guess that's his name, David Nyika. David Nyika. We'll call him David Nyika. Probably butchering his name right, but David Nyika, he's 10-0. He's a true prospect. This is a fight that, I thought we would get, but I thought maybe we would get it later, right? And this is a fight that wasn't supposed to happen. And I know a lot of you probably aren't overly familiar with David Nyika, so I'm gonna give you a little rundown on him. We all pretty much, are familiar. We all pretty much are familiar with Jay Opetaia, right? So I'm gonna give you a little rundown, I'm gonna give you a little rundown, on Jay Opetaia's opponent, David Nyika. Tay, MMA. What's good, Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, baby. What's good? She said, "Oh, it's tea time." Yes, ma'am. It is tea time. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Tay. If y'all could, man, whether you gonna be here, for a good time or a long time, if y'all could hit that thumbs up, you know what I mean, for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we in here, talking this, good boxing. Finna drop a little info on y'all, man. Talk a little boxing, man. We gonna make it do what it do. But David, Nyika, 10-0, 10-0, 9 KOs, 29 years old, 6'6" with a 78-inch arm reach. So the first thing, right, I want you to know of note that he's 6'6" with a 78-inch arm reach. So Jay Opetaia is giving up a little bit of height. The weigh-in is actually today. I'm not sure if the weigh-in already happening or is going to happen, right? But I'm gonna go check the weigh-in too. You know what I mean? Live in effect. While I'm doing this gonna add to it. I kind of know which way I'm going. I ain't gonna say I kind of. I know which way I'm going with this, right? I go here, spoiler, right? But I'm gonna give you the info, right? Spoiler. I'm taking Jay Opetaia, right? Can't really take a prospect and David Nyika to beat him, and I do think David Nyika will be able to, recover from this, right? But right now at this point, especially with that Breeders win with Jay Opetaia and the future plans that are in the weeds for him knocking out Jack Massey, a guy that I thought would at least get over 8 rounds, right? Jack Massey. Stopping Jack Massey. David Nyika is kind of like a Jack Massey, right? He has, power, but his power is more so, not necessarily that one punch knockout power. It's that volume kind of power that actually David Nyika is a boxer. He's really going to want to box Jay Opetaia. The longer this fight goes on, is actually, now I'm not gonna say advantage David Nyika, right? But David Nyika wants this fight to go longer rather than shorter, right? He's 6'6" with a 78-inch arm reach. Jay Opetaia is 6'2" with a 76-inch arm reach, right? So he's giving up a lot of height. He's giving up 2 inches in reach, not so much in reach. He's giving up a lot more height than he is reach, right? He's southpaw. Is Jay Opetaia, right? But David Nyika will have, the angles on Jay Opetaia in this fight. And I think he makes this fight interesting, right? I don't think he's going to win it, but I do think he makes this fight interesting just because he's never lost. He's going to be hungry. He realizes Jay Opetaia, this fight could change his life forever, right? He can go from, a regular old, prospect contender and whatnot, and he could go to one of the biggest stars in boxing with this Jay Opetaia win. This fight actually helps David Nyika a lot more than it helps Jay Opetaia. Jay Opetaia, is actually taking more of a risk in this fight. And what I really think is going on here, because this is an Australian-based card, it's going to be in Australia because it's an Australian-based card. I think before my bad. I think before, they set Jay Opetaia up, for greatness, before they send him, to those big fights, before they send him up to heavyweight, or maybe, before they put him in there at Alexander Usyk, right, or something like that. I think they want to give David Nyika the chance to either beat him, upset the apple cart, right, which helps Australia, or I think they want to at least give, David Nyika, a chance to fight Jay Opetaia. So, later on when David, Nyika is, moving up in the ranks and whatnot, he can have that Jay Opetaia name, on his resume, whether it's a win or a loss, right? So I think they're trying to really help both fighters. This is a win-win for Australia either way, because both these guys are their guys, right? But this wasn't the original fight for Jay Opetaia. Jay Opetaia was supposed to fight a different opponent. His name is passing me right now, right? But Jay Opetaia was supposed to fight a different opponent, but David Nyika stepped in because the other opponent got hurt or something like that. So, David Nykia stepped in, and being a prospect, right? Being a prospect, that's kind of really unheard of, right? He said, I'll step in and I'll take the fight. You know what I mean? So, boom, we're here. So, we actually have a better fight. David Nykia isn't a pushover, but he is a prospect, right? Different P word. Not a pushover, but he most definitely is a prospect. He most definitely is going to be giving up, a lot of experience, a lot of big fight experience, right? That you probably want to have when you're fighting Jay Opetaia, who's been in there with Breedis, who was probably seen as, the best cruiserweight, outside of Alexander. The best cruiserweight after Alexander Usyk is probably Breedis, you know what I mean? For just being honest with ourselves, right? But that's just to give you a little rundown on David Nykia. Now, I think David Nykia in this fight, he's going to want to box more so than bang with Jay Opetaia. Opetaia showed you that you can't out-tough him with Breedis. He fought Breedis with a broken jaw. Breedis broke his jaw in the middle of the fight. Breedis broke his jaw in the middle of the fight. He fractured like his forearm, you know what I mean, fighting Breedis in the middle of the fight. And Jay Opetaia, he kept going, right? So you're not going to out-bully you. You're not going to – he actually wants to bully you, Jay Opetaia, right? So you're not going to out-bully Jay Opetaia. You're not going to out-tough him. And that's not Nykia's style anyway. He does have 9 knockouts, but his knockout is more so of, boxer, set you up kind of knockout, volume punch you, hit you with clean punches. That's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to fight this fight from the outside, is David. If David could find a way to control Jay Opetaia on the outside, keep him maybe at mid-range to outside range, I think this fight, it'll be a little smoother for him. But if he can't keep Jay Opetaia out for him, if he let Jay Opetaia crowd him and get in on inside of him, he's for sure going to get knocked out. Just to let y'all know, I'm taking Joe Opetaia for the knockout anyway, right? You know what I mean? I am taking him, and I am taking him by knockout, right? If you want to get real spicy, this over and under was at 6.5, right? This is a 12-round fight. This over and under was at 6.5. Now this over and under is at about 8.5, right? Because that means a lot of people took, David Nykia to kind of get over that 6.5, and that 6.5, Nykia to get to the 7th round, most definitely could have made that, no sweat. But with the over and under sitting at 8.5 right now, him getting to the 9th round, it's him to get past, that 6th round mark though, right? Don't expect him to get swept. Don't expect him to get swept up. I expect him to compete, especially to a certain extent, right? But I do see Jay Opetaia ultimately stopping him. I'm thinking Jay Opetaia stops him maybe, 8th round, mid-7th, you know what I mean? And there could be, he could get hurt before that round, right? I just see like the stoppage coming around in, because I think David, Nykia is going to be able to orchestrate, move around a little bit and use his jab. I think it's going to take maybe Opetaia maybe 3 to 4 rounds to really make his imprint like he needs to. And then maybe he starts touching him up over that, 4th, 5th, 6th round, when guys naturally tend to slow down just a little bit, and it'll be just a little easier to get on the inside, you know what I mean, for Jay Opetaia. He stopped Jack Macy in the 6th. Nykia is a lot less experienced than Jack Macy. I think he's more talented than Jack Macy, naturally, right? But a lot less experienced than Jack Macy, right? So I think he can at least, for sure get to the 6th. And I think he could push the brink maybe on that 7th, 8th. But the 9th, 10th round, I think that's when, the experience and, the grit and the wherewithal that Jay Opetaia is going to come through. And I got Jay Opetaia, you know what I mean, pretty much, I got him, not even pretty much, I got him stopping, David Nyika, but I don't think it's going to be your traditional Jay Opetaia second round, you know what I mean, KO, right? I think David Nyika is going to give him, a little, a little pushback, but I think eventually, David Nyika does get stopped. If I had to take a guess within the round, I say maybe 5 through 8, something like that, 5 through 8. Maybe he does get over that. If he gets over that 8.5, I will be a bit surprised, right? But my pick is Jay Opetaia, KO, right? And I think it comes between that, 5 through 8. Right, you know what I mean? So when I timestamp this, Jay Opetaia is going to be from from the beginning to 18 minutes. I am going to timestamp this. This fight will happen at 6 in the morning, right? So Jay Opetaia will be fighting at 6 in the morning. So you may or may not be up for that, right? I guess depending on which shift you work, right? But from 1 to 18, right? I'm gonna put Jay Opetaia for that time step, right? Because we doing this live, but I'm gonna put the timestamps at the end, right? So 1 through 18 is Jay Opetaia, right? So Jay Opetaia, KO, 5 through 8 round, right? I do think Nyika will eventually go on to probably be a champion at cruiserweight, right? But I think he gets knocked out by Jay Opetaia just too much. And this is a pretty big card, right? Mostly Australian, all Australian card, right? All Australian highlighted card, which is why it's at 6 in the morning. But this is an all Australian fighter card. My boy DS ain't came through here yet, and I'm surprised, right? But it's a lot of fights on this card, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights on this card. Justin Honey is on this card. He's fighting Sean Portier. This right here is gonna be a pretty good fight, as well. Justin Honey and Sean Portier as well. 10-1 versus 11-0. That's another one. I think we can run through that one real quick. I know a lot of people don't know those guys. Those guys are again the Honey guy. I know for sure he's from Australia. Don't know about the Sean Portier guy. But if I had to just take a guess looking at it, I would say that they're backing, Justin Honey in it. If I had to just take one off rip, I've seen Honey fight a few times, won a little money with Honey. Won a little money with Honey. He kind of looked like Jay Opetaia, right? When you look at him. I wonder is that why they're keeping him around. Right, but he's a heavyweight. That's probably going to be the guy that Jay Opetaia knocks out when he goes up to heavyweight, huh? I just realized that Honey is a heavyweight. So when Opetaia move up to heavyweight, his first fight is probably going to be that Honey dude, right? His first fight is probably going to be Honey, right? They're going to set Honey up to get knocked out. So they send these guys up to get knocked out by Jay Opetaia. I mess with it. I don't think I think David Nyika kind of, sped the process up a little bit. Don't think originally he was supposed to be, fighting him, but he jumped in and it is what it is. So we got that fight, right? But Jay Opetaia KO, I'm thinking 5 through 8. My main pick would be Jay Opetaia on the KO. Normally Jay Opetaia KO is like -600, right? So we get it at -2 if you want to parlay with something throughout the day, right? You could do that. But Jay Opetaia, man, for the KO. And that's my fight pick. So I'm gonna go 1 through 20. AB, what's good, AB? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, man. We got Jay Opetaia for the KO. All right, now let's get to this boxing news. Right, been on 20 minutes. Let's get to this boxing news. So we're gonna start with well, I'm gonna just pop my shit a little bit real quick first, right? Then I get to the booth news a little. I think the booth news is a little more important. Let me pop my shit real quick. All right, so I don't know if y'all heard Canelo and Bud Crawford probably is going to fight, right? Cinco de Mayo. People acting like this is breaking news, right? But if you was over here at Southern T, then dang well this wasn't breaking news. I'm like, I be real, early with a lot of this news. I be so early, you know what I mean? Sometimes people forget that, I said this first. I have people come over here telling me, AB, the IT, my bad, bro. Let me get my guy his proper. I have people come over here telling me, right, hey, man, like my guy Diaz came over here and said, Canelo versus Bud, Cinco de Mayo. about a month ago, 4 weeks ago, right? Maybe not exactly a month ago, maybe exactly a month ago. I'm pretty sure it was about a month ago. It could have been 5 weeks ago, right? Could have been a little over a month ago. I made a video and I told y'all that, oh shit, y'all, this Canelo and this Bud Crawford thing is starting to heat up. This is probably looking like that it's going to happen. It's going to be a real thing. Then, I had some people say, oh, I believe it when I see it. I had some people completely hate it, right? Which, I get it in the sense, weight class, moving up, moving down. If you're one of those people who don't like the jumping in weight classes, right? Then I perfectly get that, you know what I mean? But at first, I thought it was a joke. Like when this news first dropped, when Bud was talking about it and whatnot, I personally thought it was a joke. So here we go. Boom, I'm finna share this tab for y'all so y'all can see. Here we go. So boom, let me share this tab for y'all so y'all can see. So I dropped this video, breaking news, Canelo versus Crawford versus Canelo, close to being finalized. Details, right? Can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see the screen? Right, so when did I drop this video? I dropped this video. See, that's what we're doing now, the live video. So I dropped this video December 6th, 2024, right? So it's January 6th, 2025. So at this point, so ironically, right? So ironically, I dropped this video exactly a month ago to this point, right? To help y'all see it a little better. Breaking news: Canelo versus Crawford close to being finalized. Right, details. This is December 6th. So let's click this thing real quick. Right. So let's click this thing real quick. You know what I mean? Let's click this thing. Let's listen in. Right. Let's listen in real quick. I know I got straight to the point. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't think y'all can listen in that way. I'm about to. Daniel Berry, what's good? Daniel Berry, shout out my guy AB. Right. Appreciate that, AB. Appreciate that, AB. Right, hold on. So let's view this on YouTube. Can y'all hear the sound? I need y'all to let me know if y'all can hear this sound. Can y'all hear the sound? Let me know. Because if y'all can't, I'm gonna play it on the phone. Hey, B Brody, can you hear can y'all hear the video? I know y'all can see it. Can y'all hear it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? Nay or nay? Nay or nay on the show, y'all hear it. I know y'all can see it. And if y'all can't hear it, I'll put it on the phone for y'all. But, a while ago, man, I came. Okay, they appreciate it. I do. So now I know y'all can hear it. Let me speak how to do it. About to come about. Now, for some months, pretty much ever since, Canelo beat, Errol Spence, he has had a fight since then versus Madrimov. But most definitely, ever since Bud Crawford beat Errol Spence, he's been hitting at this, he's been hitting at the fact that the only fight that he wants, is which one do y'all hear? Y'all heard that jump coming on? You know what? Can you hear anything now? D Free, what's good, D Free? What's good, D Free? Appreciate you sliding through, man. Appreciate you sliding through. It stopped. Okay, bet. Got you. Appreciate you, AB. Shout out my guy, AB. No, Turkey. Turkish Allah right now. Your fact that as well. We talk this good boxing, MMA, sports, parlays, predictions every UFC tomorrow. We We'll take care of all of that. You know what I mean? Today, as far as the betting tip goes. But right now, I got a little bit of news that you can use. Maybe you're really excited about this. Maybe you're not so excited about this. But what I'm starting to get the feel for, what I'm starting to hear, that this is a real thing and that this fight actually may be about to come about. Now, for some months, pretty much ever since, Canelo beat, Errol Spence, he has had a fight since then versus Jamal. But most definitely, ever since Bud Crawford beat Errol Spence, he's been hitting at this. He's been hitting at the fact that the only fight that he won't. Shout out my guy. The only fight that he won't is to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now in the beginning, Canelo Alvarez, he kind of wiped the mouth, kind of moved the mouth a little bit, said there's no way that we could fight. The fight is not serious. But as time has gone on, right? So what I'm being told, Canelo Alvarez has become more open 1 month to the ideal of fighting Bud Crawford. And mostly, y'all, while this is something that Bud wants, this fight is predominantly coming from, Turkey, Ashali, right? Turkey, Ashali, Saudi Arabia. This is a Saudi Arabia fight, right? This is a fight that they want to happen over there. Bud wants the fight to happen too, right? I got a question. I don't know if you know, Bud is working directly with, Turkey, Turkish ally right now. Your what's his name? Your Highness, your Supremacy. I forgot his name, right? But the guy from Turkish, the writer season, not the guy that's running writer season. Every now and again, his name is Your Excellency. Your Excellency. Bud is working directly with Your Excellency. So this is Your Excellency wants this fight, and so does Bud. So it's looking like it may be very well about to happen because Canelo has started to come around to the idea a little bit of fighting Bud Crawford. Now, what I'm hearing is, I'm just wondering, finalized right now. I got this particular is it breaking news now? I got this particular news about maybe like a week ago, right? But what tipped me to go ahead, and bring it to you guys is, a tweet that Bud Crawford made yesterday, right? So because of the tweet that Bud Crawford made yesterday, that they kind of put it in perspective for me that maybe this is about to happen. Now, while Bud didn't directly verify that he's going to be fighting Canelo on his Twitter, he did come on his Twitter and he said in 2025, I'm going to show y'all, why I'm the greatest or why I'm the best, but now or something like that. Breaking news again, which will lead me to believe that this huge fight that he's been talking about, that I've been hearing about with Canelo Alvarez, is is about to come true. Now, again, it has not been finalized just yet, right? But I am hearing that they are in deep serious talks. We very well could be getting this fight in 2025. Let me answer a couple of y'all questions real quick, because I saw some of y'all have some questions. My guy K said, so if that fight happens, what weight class? All right, so okay, what I'm hearing is that fight is going to happen. But it's happening. Crawford will have to come up to Canelo Alvarez's weight, so that fight will be at 168 pounds. Bud Crawford is not going. Canelo is not going to be losing any kind of weight at all. Mean Bud in the middle or anything like that. Bud Crawford will have to come all the way up. DP, the video that I'm playing, right, is from a month ago, right? But that thing happening though. What I was saying was, I told y'all this a month ago, like, that this shit probably is, this shit getting real. Like it's a real thing. It's about to happen for sure. You know what I mean? Like that was close. What I said a month ago was that was close to finalizing the deal. What it looked like just broke is not too long ago was that they finalized the deal. Cinco de Mayo, right? It's going down. But a month ago, right, we were saying over here that, this fight was going to happen. But the reason that I'm playing that video, right, is because I got pushback actually on that video that I was just playing for y'all, the one we did a month ago, right? Nigga, you was in the room when I did that video a month ago, DP. You know what I mean? You was there. You on that actual video, right? I got K on the screen, but all y'all was in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's going down. He said it's 600 million true. Now I ain't even gonna lie to you, AB. He said, why does it sound like T's over talk? Yeah, because I was playing that video. My bad. I need to stop it. I turned the sound down. I need to stop it because I'm still talking. Up on my show and up on my panel and shit. What's good, bro? Long time no see, bro. I'm gonna put it into this for y'all, right? Bud versus Canelo very well could be, the best fighter of this generation. Who is the GOAT of this generation, right? All right, boom. So that's all right. So bet, yeah. I was playing the video from I was confused why it's T over talking to you. I was playing the video from a month ago, right? The one I got on the screen. Can y'all see that? Y'all see it say a month ago? Well, let me like my own video. I ain't like my own video. Yeah, let me like my own video. But yeah, that was a month ago. Y'all see it? I got 152 views on that thing, you know what I mean? But what I was saying was, right? And I'm finna answer your question, AB. To answer your question, bro, I ain't even finna lie to you. 600 million, I don't know if they getting 600 million for that fight. You know what I mean? But I do know Canelo is getting upward of 100 million, right? 600 million, I don't know about that. I don't know. That seems crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not going to deny or confirm that, right? Because the reason I ain't going to deny it, because I ain't one of them people who go just come tell you something ain't true if I don't know my damn self. How I'm going to not know something then to you? Now, that ain't, you know what I mean? So I ain't going to confirm or deny it, right? But I haven't heard anything about a 600 million, dollar fight, right? Do I think that's a $600 million fight? No. Did Canelo ask for something crazy like that? I don't know. Maybe Canelo asked for 300 million. You know what I mean? I don't think Canelo asked for nothing crazy like that. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was, upward of 150 million, close to 200 million or something like that. I won't be surprised because this is something that Canelo didn't necessarily want to do. Like I was saying in the last video, Bud is literally partners with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Like that's who's making Bud fights. That's who's funding Bud, which is why Bud was on the first, joint rider season call with the ESPN and the Top Rank and the PBC fights and everything. Bud and Majimo was the headliner for that. Bud is literally his right-hand man, right? So I can believe that, Canelo got a massive amount of money. I'm not saying this as a fact, right? But 200 million, something like that, I can believe that because I know it's upward of 100 million. Right, that he's going to have to do because he didn't want to do this fight anyway. This is a fight that Bud wanted. So I'm pretty sure that they did have to pay Canelo whatever he wanted to make this fight happen that he didn't really want to fight. Canelo is not gaining anything from this fight. Bud is the one that's mostly gaining from this fight. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure he got paid handsomely, AB, but 600 million, I don't know for a fact, right? But if I'm giving you my, educated guess, hell no. Hey, be right. I don't have no facts to back, but I would say hell no, AB. Right? Maybe 200 million. Right? I could see that. If I saw something that said 200 million, I wouldn't even think that's believable for this kind of fight, right? Because honestly, like I was saying on the video, shit, the best fighter of this generation, Canelo or Bud Crawford, right? This is generation versus generation. Who is literally the best fighter of this generation, right? We thought this fight would be Errol Spence and Canelo, right? But it ended up being Bud. But this fight is to see who's the best fighter of this generation. Some people completely hate it. And I could kind of understand it in a sense, right? He's too small. He moving up. Canelo getting an easy knockout. Bud selling his own. He said, we get Hunter. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all might get Hunter, man. If we get Cam Ward, I think we getting one of them QBs. But if they trust Will Levis trap, then we might get Hunter. But I digress. Shout out my guy Trap Meat. Appreciate you sliding through. I got Jay Opetaia by knockout on the fight card that's in the morning, right? I'm going through answering y'all questions, hollering at y'all and whatnot. But just to let y'all know, I already did make the fight pick. The first 20 minutes is me breaking down the fight, right? First 20 minutes of the video is me breaking down the fight. But I got Opetaia. I'm thinking 5 through 8. Shout out my guy DP, but we talking about Bud and Canelo now. Then we're gonna talk about Boots next, and then we're gonna sum it up with Benn-Barrios, which probably gonna happen as well. And y'all owe Boots an apology. I think y'all owe Boots an apology. You know what I mean? But he said shit. He asked for 200 million versus Benn-Barrios. He going to want at least 100, 150. Yeah, I'm thinking he getting about 200 million, right? And honestly, if I'm Canelo, bro, if they asking me to fight Benn-Barrios or they asking me to fight Bud Crawford, to fight I don't want to fight, I'm asking for 200 million too. I ain't lying to you because honestly, we all know what's up, but he don't want to fight David Benn-Barrios either, right? So 200 million, bro. If y'all want to really make them fights happen, you got to give Canelo whatever he asks for because he is the name. He is the big dog. He is the man that's running boxing right now, right? We just been real. We just been real about the numbers and how the business of boxing works because he's the only guy that's consistently getting Las Vegas, right? Hometown fights, are great, right? They are great type deal, but the biggest and the best fights are in Vegas. Bud and Errol Spence was in Vegas. Vegas. The biggest and the best fights are going to forever take place in Vegas. Every Canelo fight take place in Vegas, unless it's a rider season or something like that, right? You know what I mean? So they're going to make way more than 200 million on that night. You know what I mean? Especially for a Bud versus Canelo fight, especially at this point, because since Bud beat Errol Spence, his profile has went way up. He's more recognizable. People recognize him for beating Errol Spence, right? So that's just the truth, and that's just how we go. This is a I would think honestly, AB bro, if that thing had to say 400 million, man, I probably would have been like, yeah, this probably is a $400 million fight, $300 million fight easy. This is easily a $300 million fight. They go easily have to come up off of $300 million to make this fight happen, because it's a fight that Canelo, you know, wasn't interested in, right? You know what I mean? I'm finna go back to what DP said, but let me. AB said, "I know Bud think Canelo an easy win, but he wouldn't even fight EJ at that way." I don't think Bud think Canelo an easy win, or AB. I don't think that's necessarily why Bud is taking this fight, right? I think Bud think he can win, but I also think Bud is taking this fight because it's no pressure if he lose. See, you brought up EJ. It's pressure on that EJ fight, because EJ is more in around his weight. EJ is more closer to his contemporary and his peer than Canelo as far as like the weight classes go. If you lose to Canelo, people go say Canelo was too big, right? Bud tried to be great. He lost. It's not really a loss, not even a real loss. He's going to have one loss, but it's going to be to Canelo, a guy who was up at a higher weight class, right? So it's still going to feel like he undefeated in the sense. But with Errol Spence, it's more attached to that, right? It's more that comes with it. It's a real loss if you lose to Errol Spence, right? Bud is in a win-win situation. He gonna fight Canelo, he gonna beat him, he gonna make 100 million. He gonna fight Canelo, he gonna lose, he gonna make 100 million. The loss ain't really gonna matter because he daring to be great, moving up in weight classes. He's still gonna be the best fighter, in the world, right? Canelo can't really stamp his best fighter of this generation off of Bud Crawford. Bud can literally stamp his best fighter of this generation off of Canelo, right? So Bud really has nothing to lose and everything to win. Canelo has more to lose in this particular situation. Canelo has a lot to lose fighting David Benavidez, because David Benavidez is half Mexican, half American, right? So he will take the best Mexican mantle from Canelo, right? And he probably gonna take an ass whooping in the process. Ain't no easy losses to David Benavidez. He go hurt you, he go punch on you, he go punch on you a lot. So you have to go through some shit. Canelo got a whole lot more to lose fighting David Benavidez, right, than he would fight, Bud Crawford. But I digress. I just broke that down for y'all, man. I just broke that down the best way I could, right? The mind of Canelo, right? But I digress. My guy DP said he feel like Bud got a chance. I feel like Bud has, a chance as well. I do feel like he has some sort of a chance, right? I don't know if he's going to go out there and get the job done, right? But I do think he has a shot, you know what I mean, I do think he has a shot, to compete and probably beat Canelo. If he could bring a little bit of that, that if he could bring a little, and this gonna sound crazy, right? Y'all don't shit on me. I want y'all to hear me out, right? I want y'all to let me finish this, before y'all go kill me for saying this. Bud is kind of going to have to fight Canelo a little of the way that he fought Joe Horn, in a little bit of the way that he fought Jose Benavidez, right? I think though that Bud Crawford, can he still do that is the question, right? But I think he's going to have to lean more into that Bud Crawford, which is, the hit, not get hit Bud Crawford, to use his feet a little more instead of sit down on his shots a little more and counter punch, right? Because Bud kind of controlled the range with them. I think Canelo and Bud may be about, we talking about arm length and whatnot, height and arm length, that may be about the same, right? Canelo is a bigger guy. He weighs more. He fights at the bigger division. He's been there longer, so his body is more adjusted to fight at heavier weights, carrying more weight, right? But as far as arm reach, Bud may actually even have a longer arm reach, right? So Bud can control, the range with Canelo. You telling me a one-legged Canelo has more mobility than Bud Crawford at this point? No, he doesn't. A one-legged Canelo does not have more mobility than Bud Crawford at this point, right? So Bud is going to be more mobile than Canelo. So before you shit on me and kill me, T said he should fight like he fought with Joe Horn and Jose Benavidez. They suck. Hear me out. The style of fight, I think will behoove him more this particular fight, because I think he's more mobile than the one-legged Canelo. I think he has just as fast hands as Canelo. Right now, Canelo probably is a lot more stronger, right? Maybe punching power wise, given the weight class, but physically, right? Bud is pretty goddamn strong. You know what I mean? So I think Bud will be able to maneuver when Canelo try to crowd him. I think Bud will be able to get Canelo off of him physically, physical strength, right? But I think he'll have to bring more of that Joe Horn, Benavidez hit, not get hit, avoid the gunfight until you could like hurt him, break him down type deal. He actually punched Jose Benavidez out of there, right? But he broke Joe Horn down systematically because that dude was fucking huge. Joe Horn, it was probably bigger than Canelo. Damn, you know what I mean? So schematically, he gonna have to break Brody down, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, Ray. Yeah, I think he got a chance, but Ray, I think he got a shot, man. I think he got a shot. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna stay too long on there, right? Boom. Boom. So that thing is what happened, y'all. But you know, y'all see, I said that about a month ago. I just want to try, man. I said that about a month ago that this shit was probably close to being finalized and done deal. Now, what drop is basically, you know, they got a date, right? I have to check exactly, right? You know what I mean? But it's Cinco de Mayo. It's gonna be in Las Vegas, right? Is what I'm hearing right now. But I'll let y'all know exactly, right? But Cinco de Mayo, Las Vegas is what I'm hearing. Y'all probably know at this point, right? Because it became official. You know what I mean? But that's what I was hearing back then. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure what I was hearing back then is probably still the official, right? My guy 88 said Canelo was dangerous first 4 rounds. After 6, Canelo going to be in trouble. His stamina is shit in the late rounds. Right, yep. And he ain't wearing that knee brace for no reason. Bud, I think Bud wore a knee brace too, right? But Bud, I think, still is more mobile than, you know what I mean, Canelo. Right, so I think he does have a shot. I just don't want Bud to get caught up in the going back and forth, bang and countering it with Canelo. Because if he tries to bang and counter and get on the inside with Canelo, it's gonna be a long and bad, hurtful night for Bud. Might not even be a long night if he stay on the inside too long with Canelo, like he did. You know, what's the dude? I was finna say there, like he did. What's the boy name? Y'all know who I'm talking about? The foreign guy. David Avenese. If he stand like he did David Avenese, then it's gonna be a long night for him, right? You know what I mean? I think he would have to be, you know, a little bit more mobile and agile with Canelo, but I do think he has a shot. Him winning, different story, man. It's gonna be an uphill battle, but you know, I don't want to give away too much because I'm gonna save it for, you know, when the time get there, right? But it's ways both those fighters could win, right? I do think Canelo is the favorite, right? Naturally bigger guy. Bud's going to have to go up to his weight class, right? So you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say Canelo is the favorite, right? But I don't think Bud is just going to get dismantled, right? Like some people think Bud's going to get dismantled. I would have to agree with the dismantling, right? But it is going to be an uphill battle for him to win that thing for sure. Is it Bud likes to fight his fight? If he can do that, it's over with for Canelo. Yeah, in fact, you know what I mean? He has a shot, right? He's a live dog. He's a dog for sure. Underdog is what I'm saying, right? He's a live dog. Has a shot for sure, right? But let's keep it moving, right? So Boots versus Stanionis. I don't know if y'all heard this. Have y'all heard this yet? Y'all in the chat. Boots versus, I'm probably gonna spell his name wrong, but y'all know I mean. Boots versus Stanionis is being worked out right now. I ain't gonna say that it's final, right? I ain't gonna say that it's close to being final, right? I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I heard. Don't know if y'all heard exactly what I heard, but I heard that this is the fight that Jerome Boots Ennis wants to make. Jerome Boots Ennis doesn't really want another fight. Jerome Boots Ennis was open to fighting Virgil Ortiz, but Jerome Boots Ennis doesn't want to move up to 154. You know what I mean? People forget that both these guys was at 147, and Jerome Boots Ennis been wanting that fight with Virgil Ortiz. So people, you know, act like now that Boots don't want no smoke with Virgil. Oh, Boots dug Virgil. But people just pretend that that's actual factual. Yeah, Boots Virgil. Yes, shout out my guy 88, right? So for people to actually act like, you know, Boots is ducking, you know what I mean, Virgil Ortiz now. So why didn't this fight happen when they was in the same weight class? Guys move up a weight class, then say, yeah, I'll fight a guy. Now everybody want to say Virgil, Boots is ducking Virgil Ortiz because he didn't want to move up a weight class and drop his advantage and drop his belts. No, he's a champion, right? He said, I want to unify, and if I can't get these unification fights, then I will move up, right? So now, Jerome Businis and Stanionis is not final, but these two are negotiating. This is the fight that Jerome Businis won. Jerome Businis has took a stand. He said he wants to unify. He wants his next fight to be against Stanionis for that WBA. So it's looking like both sides are trying to make it happen. My thing is, Eddie Hearn said something, and I didn't like the tone of what Eddie Hearn said. I personally don't feel like that Eddie Hearn is giving his best effort with Jerome Businis right now, right? And now this is pre-negotiations, right? I mean, this is why they're negotiating now. If it come out and this fight get made, then what I'm saying right now don't matter. Eddie Hearn did his job with Jerome Businis, right? But if this fight doesn't come through, and it doesn't get made, hear me out. I don't think Eddie Hearn is putting his best foot forward with Jerome Businis, right? Let me give you an example before we get to this particular fight, right? I'm gonna make this kind of quick. Jerome Businis' first title defense was against Karen Chukadjian, right? A rematch. Karen Chukadjian's promotion outbidded Eddie Hearn in the zone for Jerome Businis. How did Eddie Hearn get outbid with a backing as big as the zone for his fighter who's the champion against somebody with their own promotion? Karen Chukadjian's promotion's biggest fighter is Karen Chukadjian. Jerome Businis is one of the biggest fighters on the zone, but he's not the biggest fighter on the zone. The zone has hella money backing them. How the hell did that fucking entity of the zone get outbid by a single promotion? Because Eddie Hearn didn't put his best foot forward to get his fighter. How can you overpay for Jerome Businis fight if Jerome Businis is your fighter? I'm gonna say that again, right? Because I want y'all to feel me. I want y'all to hear me out. How can you overpay for Jerome Businis if Jerome Businis is? That mean the extra money just go back to you. So why not overbid and get your money back? You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn lost. Eddie Hearn got outbidded by a singular promotion for his championship fighter. How the hell does that happen? How does the zone get outbid by a single promotion? That's like ESPN getting outbidded by Satilla Promotion, which is Clarissa Shields' promotion, right? Which is doing pretty good, right? But how does Satilla outbid ESPN? It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So that's the first instance I feel like Eddie Hearn is not putting his best foot forward with Jerome Businis. Now let's speed up to this. Now, see, y'all was talking about negotiations in the chat. I'm finna talk about y'all. I'm finna read y'all comments first, and I'm gonna tell y'all, what I think. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Trap said this is another negotiation that's not gonna pan out. Boost and Eddie need to stop announcing negotiations and only announce when it's done. Shout out my guy Trap Media. Appreciate you sliding through this time, Trap. Glad you can make it, pimping. Glad you can make it. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy, man. I know whether I just passing through, y'all come to stay, make it do what it do. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. He said, I just hope they can come to an agreement. Me too, Brody. Jay Gill, what's good, family? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I tried to make this within the hour. Probably be a little longer than an hour, right? But we productive. We on the third or fourth topic, so pretty good time. What's good, Jay Gill? Appreciate you sliding through. I got Jay Opetaia by knockout. He fight at 6 in the morning, right? I got Jay Opetaia to knock out the young Australian prospect. Full Australian card, 6 a.m. in the morning. Jay Opetaia for the knockout. I think 5 through 8 rounds, right? That's my Jay Opetaia pick. We talked about Bud-Canelo. That thing is set for Cinco de Mayo. All I was saying was, I had came, like a month previously, right, to this day, and told y'all that thing was close to being finalized. It's finalized now. That's all that I really was saying with that one. You know what I mean? Now we talking about, do you owe Jerome Businis an apology? I need you to ask yourself, if you're in this chat right now, I need you to ask yourself, do you owe Jerome Businis an apology? Or are you one of the people that old Jerome Boost Energy and Jerome Boost Ennis in apology, right? Because not final, but he is negotiating with Stanionis, right now to unify at 147. A lot of people had a lot to say when he didn't fight Virgil Ortiz at 154. When I feel like him and Virgil Ortiz was in the same weight class at first, so why didn't the fight happen now? Why is the onus on Boots to move up and lose his leverage to fight him now, right? So I never looked at it as a duck, you know what I mean? But some people did. But he's in negotiation with Stanionis right now. Nothing is final, but we got to see how it go. He said, hey, they only put negotiations out to the media because something is going wrong. And when it doesn't happen, they want to say that they tried. Shout out my guy, Trap Media, man. Yeah, again, y'all have y'all opinions here. I know, it's an opinion, right? No right opinions, and no wrong opinions. Feel free. I want y'all to, give y'all input in, give y'all take on what the hell, you know what I mean, going on, type deal. But they negotiate, right? Is what's being reported right now, right? So they are trying to make it happen. I think it's crazy that Boots left PBC and now they're negotiating, right? But I do know with everybody coming together, right? With everybody being more willing to work together with one another now, I do see this fight being able to happen. But this isn't going to be on Jerome Boots Ennis. Jerome Boots Ennis is going to take the fall if this fight doesn't happen, right? But I'm telling y'all now, if this fight doesn't happen, it's not Jerome Boots Ennis. It's not Jerome Boots Ennis that doesn't want this fight. I guess he ducking standing on this too then, right? If this fight doesn't happen, it's because I feel like Eddie Hearn isn't putting his best foot forward with Jerome Boots Ennis. Now, when he first went over there, I was like, this may be good for Boots. Eddie Hearn gonna give him the money. He gonna get him paid, right? But a lot of times, man, depending on where you want to go with it, right? Just the money isn't good enough. Boo Boo Andrade is rich as fuck. Got a lot of money, man, a lot of money with the sport of boxing. But did he fulfill, his boxing? Did he fulfill his boxing potential, right? Maybe his life potential has been fulfilled, for sure. Shout out to Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. But did he fulfill his boxing potential with all the talent that he had? Did he really get to where he should have went? He spent most of his time with DAZN. I think he wasted some of his best years with DAZN, right? You know what I mean? And now they got Jerome Boots Ennis, and while he's being paid well, right? Is DAZN really the place for him to really nourish his career and take it to the places that he needs to go? I think this fight with Stanionis, the negotiations, right, with Stanionis is going to show us everything that we need to know, because Eddie Hearn can make this fight happen. They got the money to make this fight happen. This isn't a fight that's going to cost them $30 million, $20 million. It's not a $20 million fight. This is probably a $6 to $7 million fight. Y'all can make this fight happen. You know what I mean? On the front end, it's probably like a $6 to $7 million fight. This is not going to be a fight where you're going to have to break the bank. If this fight doesn't happen, it's completely because Eddie Hearn is not good at, steering black fighters to their best. Now, he's good at getting black fighters paid. He's not good at, I believe, steering black fighters' career. We can use Anthony Joshua. Man, he got Anthony Joshua beat up a bunch of times. Man, I put him right back in the rematch, got him beat up again. You get what I'm saying? He put him in there with Daniel Du Bois. It was history with Daniel Du Bois. The Daniel Du Bois stunned and buzzed AJ. You go throw him in there with that. You get what I'm saying, right? And that's probably his best one that he didn't have was AJ. You know what I mean? AJ is probably his best client that he's had, period, black or white, right? You know what I mean? But I just use AJ for an example, right? You got AJ beat up a few times where he probably shouldn't have got beat up. You know what I mean? You got him beat up against Andy Cruz. Against Andy Ruiz. You get what I'm saying? Type deal. Because you couldn't get you had to fight in New York when AJ couldn't train the way that he normally trained in New York, right? That's the thing you just don't do as a manager. Was you trying to get AJ beat? But anyway, I digress. Story for a different day. I just know he doesn't have necessarily a great history of getting fighters to where they need to be, is all that I'm saying. He has a good history of getting fighters paid. Doesn't have a great history of getting fighters really to where they need to be. But I digress. So my question is Eddie Hearn really the guy to put Jerome Boots Ennis in the best places, in the best spots, in the best situations for his career? This we're about to see. And we can kind of segue that into the last segment, Benn versus Barrios. You got Conor Benn, a title fight at 147, right? You got Conor Benn a title fight at 147 before you got fucking Jerome Bruce Ennis a unification fight at 147. You didn't even sign Jerome Bruce Ennis until after he became the champion. You didn't even get Jerome Bruce Ennis a championship bout. You didn't even pay for his title defense. You still have yet to actually funnel out, you know, you still have yet to put your best foot forward when it comes to Jerome Bruce Ennis. You know what I mean? This the bonus negotiation. And I'm saying this to say Eddie Hearn's comments did not sit right with me. What he said in reference to my bad. What he said in reference to this fight, you know what I mean, really didn't sit too well with me. You know what I mean? He said they asked him about it. He said, yeah, we're negotiating it. Both sides are at the table, and you know, I hope that we can get something done. What the fuck you mean that you hope? What the hell do you mean that you hope you can get something done, bro? You got the money, you got the backing to get this fight done for Jerome Bruce. And it's are you going to put your best foot forward? My guy Jay Gibbs said he apologized to Boo. He was ripping Boots. Trap said Jay Gibbs apologized for what? He was negotiating with Virgil and Norman. Those fights didn't happen. If this fight was going to happen, it wouldn't be leaked. It would be announced. They're trying to use the media to put pressure on Stenonis. Well, Trap, if you're saying that, then that's a negotiation tactic, bro, right? So that's a negotiation. So, I mean, that would be like, you know, them trying to make the fight happen, just like public pressure. You know, public pressure does apply, and you know, sometimes making this fight happen, right? You know what I mean? It is part of the game. It's part of the game, public pressure, right? But I'm putting the pressure on Eddie Hearn. I'm not putting it on Boots. I'm not putting it on Stenonis. I'm putting the onus and the pressure on Eddie Hearn. I don't like Eddie Hearn's comments pertaining to the situation, and I'm looking for this. I'm looking through my notes. This is what Eddie Hearn had to say, word for word, verbatim. He said, I'm hopeful we get it over the line. We'll see. That's what the fuck Eddie Hearn had to say when they asked him about Jerome Bruce and Stenonis. They asked Eddie Hearn, you know, is it true that he's negotiating with Stenonis, right? He said, I'm hopeful we get it over the line. We'll see. What the fuck do you mean you're hopeful that you get it over the line? You, Eddie Hearn, you the dude that literally create the line. Create a good enough line to make this fight happen. You signed Jerome Bruce in it, you make this big old splash. You throwing them in people's face. Well, you can fight Boots, you can fight Boots. And now you got him, and you don't want to do, you know, I don't feel like he's putting his best foot forward. You don't want to do what you got to do to really have this guy succeed. You know what I mean? To really put him in his best position to succeed. He said they don't have leverage, though. Everybody knows they have nowhere to go. He has to overpay / invest. Eddie doesn't want to invest or / overpay, but he has to, or he will get no champions. My thing is, bro, you got these young stud and Jerome Bruce Ennis, right? Inside of a fight, he said, true, but I talk shit. I thought Bruce was going after a low rank motherfucker. Now he going for, you know, the title fights, like you said, which is what I respect. But at this point, man, it's not even on him. Like he can't do nothing but tell Eddie Hearn. He can't do nothing but tell Eddie Hearn what he want to do, right? How he want to do it. Eddie Hearn is the one that got to make this happen, bro. Eddie Hearn is the one with the pocketbook, with the bag, with the suitcase, however y'all want to say. You know, back in the day, they used to say with the pocketbook, right? Right now, we say with the bag. You know what I mean? If you suited and booted, you say with the suitcase, right? He the one with the money. He the one with the bread, dog. He the one that got to put his. You didn't put your best foot forward with his first fight. Can we honestly say that he put his best effort forward in that first fight? No, we can't honestly say that. We can't honestly say that because it damn sure didn't happen. That first fight wasn't even on Boostie's own network. You get what I'm saying? But let's compare this to Conor Benn, right? Let's segue this into that Conor Benn-Barrios fight. Conor Benn versus Mario Barrios at 147. That fight probably is going to happen too. right? And we could talk about both these together because right? Because that's what putting your best foot forward look like. This is what putting your best foot forward look like, right? This is me telling y'all that, you know, Ben, I said this before, right? But I'm basically just doubling down. Now, Ben versus Barrios is probably going to happen. That's what putting your best foot forward look like. You know why? Conor Ben can get a title fight at 147 coming off a suspension at a weight class that he never fought at because he's one of their own. He's from the UK. He's now Jabin's son. He's most definitely going to put his best foot forward and take care of Conor Ben. I'm a Conor Ben fan, so I ain't mad at it. I love the fact that Conor Ben, I love the fact that Conor Ben about to fight Barrios. Y'all know I got Conor Ben in that fight. Y'all know I'm around with Conor Ben in that fight. Y'all know I'm around with Conor Ben in that fight. What you said, Jay Gibb, that is a must watch, bro. That's a must watch. That fight gonna be a banger. Somebody getting beat the fuck up or somebody getting stopped. It's going to be blood. It's going to be closed eyes. It's going to be broken nose. People's wills and their hearts will be tested in this fight. But that's what putting your best foot forward looks like, Eddie. Huh? You got Conor Ben in the fight versus Mario Barrios at a weight class that he never fought at. His first fight is about to be for a title fight at 147. So go ahead and have Ben and Barrios fight, right? If your fighter, Conor Ben, wins, now you got Jerome Boost Ennis, right? You work this fight out with Stanionis, who's a double champ. So he has the WBO and he has the IBF. If Conor Ben can get the WBC off Mario Barrios, right, that makes that fight easier because it was rumblings about, you know, Barrios in Boots as well, right? But if you could get, you know, Conor Ben to get that belt up off of Barrios, that makes that an in-house fight for you now. So you win on both ends of the spectrum, right? With a Ben and Boots fight. That will be putting your best foot forward. Right now, Eddie Hearn has a chance to lock up 147. How PBC had 147 locked up for so many years and so long. Eddie Hearn has a chance to lock up 147 right now. You got Jerome Boost in this, and now you got Conor Ben fighting at 147, possibly, highly likely, getting ready to fight Mario Barrios. Right? So you got the chance to lock up the 147-pound division. But most definitely you getting Conor Ben in this fight with Mario Barrios, that's what putting your best foot forward look like. I need you to do the same thing with Jerome Boost Ennis and making this Stanionis fight. And I need you to put your best foot forward with this Stanionis fight for Jerome Boost Ennis as well. Because you got Jerome Boost Ennis looking crazy out here. You know what I mean? You got that dude looking real crazy out here. And some people, you know, blaming Jerome Boost Ennis for because most times the fighter does take the fall, right? But putting your best foot forward is Conor Ben versus Barrios. I need for you to put your best foot forward with Jerome Boost Ennis and make that fight happen. So we got Jay Opetaia by knockout, man. If this fight gets made with Jerome Boost Ennis and, you know, Stanionis, right? A few people are gonna have to, you know, owe Boost an apology. And I feel like if it don't get made, then I feel like it's solely an Eddie Hearn thing and not a Jerome Boost Ennis thing. I never felt like we should have killed, you know, Jerome Boost Ennis for not being able to get a deal done. It's not like he don't want to fight. He been wanting to fight Virgil Ortiz. Why all of a sudden Virgil Ortiz want to fight him when they're different weight classes? I feel like that's a PR move from Virgil Ortiz, right? Since we noticing PR moves and everything, right? That's a PR move from Virgil Ortiz. I've been in your weight class my whole life. I'm gonna move up, and now all of a sudden I want to fight you when you got tighter at a lower weight class, something that I couldn't do. Anyway, I digress. But you know, I hope this fight get made. And if it don't, I'm not blaming Jerome Boost Ennis because it's clear what Jerome Boost Ennis want. Now, if this fight don't get made and Jerome Boost Ennis go up to 154, we gonna see how quick Virgil Ortiz them, you know, still on that. I want to fight Jerome Boost Ennis, right? But I'm putting this whole thing on Eddie Hearn. But then Canelo is going to happen is what I'm hearing, you know, months ago, right? I was hearing that it was close to being done, that it probably is a done deal. It's a done deal now, Cinco de Mayo, Las Vegas, if the news still is the same from what I was hearing a month ago, which looked like it is, right? Cinco de Mayo, Bud versus Canelo in Las Vegas. Benn versus Barrios for Barrios' WBC title at 147. Most definitely is a real thing. That's a fight in the works. Honestly, I think that fight is already signed. They just waiting on the official announcement. This Benn versus Barrios. You know what I mean? So when I say highly likely, I mean probably already a done deal. But you know, they haven't made an official. They haven't made an official announcement. Kind of Benn kind of ruined it. He kind of spoiled it because he came out. He made a tweet and he said it's time to lock in. No more social media type deal. So that thing probably already inked up. Benn versus Barrios, right? But that's all I got for y'all. I'm finna come back for the chill session, man. You know, we finna get into these bets. You know, it's 6 o'clock. You know, the party has started. It's getting hard away, Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rock it. And I'm out. Look, tell a friend, tell a friend.